Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Dr. Omer Mohammed, an intern at Government Medical College Calicut, and in today's video I will be reacting to Dr. Anuj's NEET-PG result. So I recently watched his video and I felt like there are a few insights which I could gather from the video which would be particularly useful for the medical students and the interns who are preparing for their NEET-PG. So let's get started.
It is the 23rd of August 2024 and about 1 hour ago my NEET-PG result was declared. So I'll tell you exactly. To me inside result dekh le kya hai. Somehow with super duper anxiety as to what is going to happen, I copied and pasted my roll number and there it was. There was my result. I am all India rank 1307 in NEET-PG 2024 and I have so many thoughts that I really want to share with all of you guys. Now that my NEET-PG result is out, the embargo is lifted and I can literally talk about.
So if you're not aware of how good this rank is, well, it's at the 99.4th percentile, and Anuj I have been following for a while. Like most medical students, he is one of the inspirations behind this channel. We have all been part of his journey, and he did his internship at Government Medical College Nagpur, which is like most government medical colleges, the internships there are really hectic. And to crack the NEET-PG entrance examination in the very first attempt with such an amazing score it's just mind-blowing. Like it's a great achievement. So he has got all India rank 1307. But frankly, to be honest, I actually saw this coming because I could relate to him a lot. I felt like there are lots of parallels between my journey and Anuj's journey. Like we both cracked NEET in the first attempt, we had kind of similar ranks, we got into a similar government medical colleges in our respective states. He did pretty well during his MBBS years. He was one of the toppers of his college. He had several distinctions, gold medals. I also have gone through a similar path, and the only difference I would say is he has an amazing YouTube channel which is like 300-400 times better than my channel. So that's where we differ massively. He has generally worked really hard during his 4.5 years of MBBS, so that had to translate to his NEET-PG, and from all his examination videos and the exam series which he had put out earlier, I also kind of got to know how he handles exam preparation, exam anxiety and stuff like that. So it was not a big surprise for me, but I am really happy for Anuj that all his hard work has really paid off. Hats off to him for maintaining such a large YouTube channel and at the same time being able to crack NEET-PG. Maintaining that consistency is really hard. So a big hats off to him.
Number one, this exam is not going to be testing what you're going to be studying in 1 year or 6 months or 4 months or from any short courses. This exam will actually test you what you have done for the last 5.5 years. If you have read good books, if you have attended your clinical postings, if you have talked to good seniors and have met good doctors, I'm pretty sure that you are already halfway there. If you have missed out on everything in the last 5.5 years of MBBS, it's going to be literally tough for you, because this exam, the direction which we are going forward, 100% clinical. What is the best time to start preparing for NEET-PG? It is today. It is right now. Irrespective of what year are you in, the idea is to get as much knowledge inside your.
This is absolutely like the most important point which Anuj has raised in this entire video, and this is something that I have been telling all my juniors as well and even my fellow batchmates, that you really have to study well during your MBBS days, otherwise you will suffer later. The point is that at one stage of your life you really have to have this clinical knowledge. So if you don't study well your anatomy, physio in your first year, they'll eventually haunt you during your NEET-PG examination. So it's not like you can escape learning the material. At some point you have to learn these stuff, and the best time to learn is at the respective years itself. So if you're studying in your first year, learn your anatomy, physiology, biochemistry then and there itself. If you're in your second year, really do learn the patho, micro, pharmacology then and there itself. The same applies for all the years. Do not go behind these short resources. Don't go behind these easy solutions. Always go behind the good standard books. Go for platforms like Marrow, Prepladder, whichever platform you choose to follow, but do use these platforms for the sake of gaining knowledge. Don't use them as shortcuts, especially with the trend that is going on. And this is also something which I felt when I gave my USMLE. So USMLEs are completely clinical, and I was glad to score in the 97th percentile as a final year student. So it's like a remarkable achievement within the USMLE game. And the reason I was able to do that is because my clinics were really strong. I attended all the clinics, and I had studied really well for the 4.5 years of MBBS. So I studied everything that needs to be studied at that point of time itself. And it was only because of that reason that I was able to perform really well on my USM. And it was only because of that reason that Anuj was able to crack his NEET-PG examinations in the very first attempt, despite going through a hectic internship. Study now itself what you are supposed to study. Don't delay it. Don't listen to people who give you these cheat codes and shortcuts.
During the day of the exam also, there were heavy rains in Mumbai. To reach the exam hall, I had to walk almost 1 kilometers because the traffic got stuck. So many ups and downs happen that are beyond our control. Like I cannot control postponement, I cannot control weather, I cannot control traffic. I cannot control how my batchmates feel, I cannot control how much my seniors are studying. So many ups and downs are happening at the same time. Plus, as an intern, you have pressure of doing duties. Due to this, what happens is that your mindset gets completely okay, like completely. The person who is able to keep his mind calm during these situations is the person who will win, according to me. AIR 1 से लेके AIR तक 5000 तक everybody is studying with the equal intensity. It's just few points which determine who is going to be on the top. It's just few questions that you might know, you might not know, you might have accidentally studied that actually determines what rank you're going to get in the first 5000 people. And that is going to be determined by how your mindset is. So anybody who is going through a tough phase in life and you're preparing for a competitive exam, NEET-PG ho ya CA ke exams ho, JEE ho advanced, so whatever it is, have your mind calm. That is the most important thing that you can do. I lost my mind at several places, which is perfectly normal, but please don't do the same mistake that I did.
So yeah, there are several important points raised in this section as well. So one of the important aspects is what it really takes to stand out in competitive examinations. So like Anuj pointed out, no matter which competitive exam it is, at any rank-based examination, like after a certain point, knowledge doesn't really make much of a difference. Everyone between All India Rank 1 and All India Rank 5000 probably has the same level of knowledge. This is really important to understand. When I was sitting for my USMLE examination, for the record, a similar rank of All India Rank 1000, a similar score in the USMLEs is like the 265 kind of. That is what a similar parallel score would be. To really go above 265, it's not really about knowledge. So people who score 266, 270, 275, 280s, it goes maximum out up to 280s. It rarely goes beyond 280s. All the people from 265 to 280, they actually have the same level of knowledge. What really makes the difference is the test taking skills. It's about your mental health. How are you able to perform well on that day? How you handle the stress on the examination day, how you handle all the hurdles that come with the exam day, like what you mentioned, you have to probably go to a different test center, it's going to be a new place, naturally there will be a lot of tension regarding the examination thing. So how you handle that is what really takes you into that top 1 percentile. So always understand this point that to get from 70 to 90, from 70th percentile to 90th percentile, it's by working on your knowledge. You probably are weak in some areas or some aspects, so you have to focus on the knowledge side. To get from 90 to let's say 95 percentile, the other test taking skills and other aspects of exam preparation like being consistent and stuff like that comes into place. But to get you from the 95th percentile to the 99th or 100th percentile, it's about your mental strength, it's about how you handle exam stress, it's about all those minute things that actually make such a big difference between the All India Rank 1 and the All India Rank 5000. So this holds true for all competitive examinations. irrespective of the field that you're working in.
It is very, very difficult to study during internship, I'll tell you. Especially during heavy postings, it's almost impossible to find good balance between your studies. So don't be disheartened, but know that you have to push on. होगा यार, काम होगा, ड्यूटी होगी 8 hours 12 hours, कभी कभी उससे ज़्यादा भी ड्यूटीज़ होगी. बट इन इंटर्नशिप इवन इफ यू आर डूइंग एक्स्ट्रा ड्यूटीज़ फॉर योर JRs, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू गेट एन MD और MS डिग्री. कुछ नहीं तो भाई वहाँ पे बैठ के कस्टम मॉड्यूल्स कर लो, कुछ नहीं तो वहाँ पे बैठ के क्यू बैंक सॉल्व कर लो. Just do something whenever you are on your job.
Well, people don't realize how hard it is to understand what you just said. Like, I am an intern at Government Medical College, Calicut, which is one of the largest hospitals in the country. Only those who have gone through this have any idea how difficult it is. A lot of people ask me, how do we manage time to study in between this? You have to realize that it isn't really much about time management. It actually is about the energy management. The question really is, how do you manage your energy? Because some days your duty hours are like from 8 a.m. in the morning and it might end at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So you probably have a lot of time. But the work that you do for that short 5 to 6 hours, it drains you like anything. And because of that, you won't be able to study. And that's also one thing which actually makes his achievement remarkable. If you really can't miss your days, you have to utilize all the time that you have free during your internship, and you don't really have a lot of free time, especially when it comes to postings like medicine, obstetrics, pediatrics, surgery, orthopedics. Like, it's very normal for us to work 24, 36, 48 and even 72 hours. Yeah, you heard it right. I have friends, and I probably might get into that phase later. I have friends who have been inside the hospital continuously for 72 hours. So these things do happen.
What I also saw was that after my NEET-PG was done, I saw people writing that he will not even qualify NEET-PG this year. I'm waiting for his downfall and stuff like that. So to be very honest, it did not affect me at all, people saying that, because I have been exposed to all of this since the last 5 years. So it does not bother me anyways. But I'm like, there are people in the medical community itself that are very, very toxic. 99% of people are not like that, but 1% hai. So to that 1%, yaar, maine kar liya. And to the people who are praying for my downfall, pray harder. ज़्यादा मेहनत करो, ज़्यादा प्रेयर करो किसी और के डाउनफॉल के लिए. इनफैक्ट प्रे द रेस्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ फॉर माई डाउनफॉल, बट इट वोंट कम. This is my promise to you. So to especially all the creators who are watching this, don't let toxic comments from the medical field affect you at all. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. पढ़ाई करो, that is the most important thing.
Regarding the negativity for creators, I think Anuj knows this as well. Every creator does face it. He has a channel which is like 300 times better than mine, which has like 300 times more followers than mine. So I totally understand how much negative comments he must have been receiving on a daily basis, because despite being a small channel, like, I do get negative comments sometimes in my DMs mostly, not much on the YouTube channels, but it's mostly in DMs that people sometimes come and randomly put some useless DM. And when you look into the profile of these people, they are spineless. They are like bot accounts. So it's like someone who opens a bot kind of account with no profile, 0 followers. They'll be just following a few people that they would like to stalk. So these kind of spineless people exist everywhere. Most of the content creators, over time, we grow a thick skin and we really don't care anything. Like, we kind of get immune to these negative comments. So I can totally get how much negativity he must have been receiving for absolutely no reason.
What I want to say is that no matter how much you study, no matter what you do, तुम्हारे सर पे जब तक किसी का आशीर्वाद नहीं होता, तब तक के कुछ नहीं होता. To translate that in English, unless and until you have somebody's hand above your head, guiding you, mentoring you, and pushing you forwards, blessing you, until and unless you don't have that, there is literally no way you're going forward in life. I'm very lucky that in this 1 year itself, I have discovered the Mahabharata, discovered the Gita, discovered Ramayana and all of this. Not that I was not aware about it, but I actually indulged myself into it and started reading more about it. And that way my faith in God actually strengthened quite a lot. Nobody talks about religion openly on this particular social media platform, and neither will I. I'm just saying that I had faith. I had faith in somebody who is overwatching, somebody who is going to guide me, somebody who is going to have a blessing on me, and somebody who may help me when times get difficult. And I really felt that during the examination time. I don't know whether it was God, whether it was some force or something else. I felt that something was with me. I had some blessings, and I went to the examination center and gave my exam, and the rest is history.
So this is another important aspect regarding faith and belief. So I'm a Muslim, I am a religious practicing Muslim, and I totally relate to what Anuj just said right now, because as I've said, when it comes to these competitive exams, and not just exam, religion is for all the matters, but in this particular stance, when it comes to these exams, as I've mentioned earlier, after a certain point, it's not knowledge that is going to help you. It's going to be all the different things like the exam stress, anxiety, the preparation day stuff, the exam day, the journey, all this kind of stuff which you actually have very little control. Your mental state is what is going to take you from that 95th percentile all the way up to the 100th percentile. So you start to realize that you need an external help to get these things done. You really can't depend on yourself. And that is when the role of faith actually comes into play. One of the two greatest pieces of advices which I ever received in my life are both from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he said to his companion two pieces of advice, and this is something that I have always had on the back of my mind, and this is something that really keeps pushing me forward every single day. The one is once the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam advised one of his companions that no matter what happens, you have to realize that even if nations gather to destroy you, they won't be able to destroy you unless what God has decreed. And also realize that if nations had gathered together to help you on a matter, they won't be able to help you unless God has decreed it. Everything has been written, and the ink, the pens which have been used to write, everything has dried, meaning that everything is predestined. Both good and bad comes from part of God. So this is an important pillar of the Islamic faith, and this is something which I always have on back of my mind as well. You realize this with a lot of celebrities in the sports industry as well. All the great sports personalities, most of them do believe in God. People who do things at the highest level, they always believe in God, because they understand that as we go higher, as we climb the ladder, we actually lose control over matters. We really start to be a bit at the stoic side, at the philosophical side, at the side of religion, at the side of God. People start to explore that because we totally understand that there is a superpower which actually drives these things, and we really don't have much control over these things like we say we do.
And this is very personal to me. 1 year ago, I had decided that this year was going to be my year, and I had impossible dreams, like literally impossible dreams. My basic idea was to prove to the world that you can do anything, you can be pluripotent. When I say the word pluripotent, I don't just say it like that, I mean it from my heart. Pluripotent means a cell who can divide into any cell it wants. So if it wants to be an RBC or a WBC or a platelet or a neuron or a GI tract mucosa cell or a lung cell or a liver cell, it can literally be anything. I wanted to show the world that it is possible. I wanted to set an example. You can work on your business. You can grow your business quite a lot. You can work on your YouTube channel. You can work on your hobbies. You can go to the gym. You can do your internship. You can study for your PG examinations and still manage all of it and be on top of all of it. In the last 1 year, I've given 2 TED Talks, rejected 2 offers for another 2 TED Talks because of my schedule, was invited to several colleges to give speeches, and I grew my YouTube channel by more than 4 to 5 lakh subscribers. I consistently made videos except for the 2 months which I was gone because of my exams. I did all of my internship, and most importantly, I kept my mind calm and kept on studying over and over again. So my friends, it is absolutely possible. It is absolutely possible to be pluripotent. You just have to believe in it. बहुत सारे लोग होंगे बोलेंगे you are very special, you are able to manage your time well. It's nothing. I am not at all special. I am just a person who works hard. That's it. There is nothing special about me. You'll find people like me everywhere. It's just that I set a target, I try to achieve it. होता है तो होता है, नहीं होता है तो नहीं होता है. So my friends, whoever is watching this, I want you to embody the word pluripotent, and I want you to become pluripotent, and I want you to believe that you can do everything, because you absolutely can. If a Joe like me can do it, you definitely can do it. Better than me, 10 times better than me.
So yeah, that's another important point about manifesting things, and it is true that you only can achieve things which you can dream of. For example, if you're preparing for the NEET examination and if you feel like you wouldn't get an All India rank 100, you definitely are not going to get. Because one of the things why dreams are important, or to have realistic dreams are important, is because once you have a dream, that's how you start setting your life according to that. So let's say you want to get All India rank 100. Like I've said before, if you set that goal, then you go to all the people that have achieved your goals. You start looking what those people did, and then you start to replicate that in your life. Once you start to replicate those things, and once you start to adjust your life in that regard, naturally you will start to take their path, and eventually you might get that goal, or at least if you don't achieve your goal, you will have gotten closer to that goal. So that is why you really need to have realistic dreams, and you actually have to have faith in yourself that you would be able to do that. For me personally, if you have been following my channel, during my journey, there have been impossible roadblocks all along. From my journey of getting into the MBBS, which I have mentioned in this video above, to now cracking the USMLE, the Step 1 examination, the Step 2 examination, the final year examination, and doing my research internship all in the span of 6 months, which is impossible. When my friends came to know about this, some of them felt that I was getting into a crazy path. I was doing my research internship. When I spoke to fellow USMLE aspirants, they actually felt that I was risking a lot of stuff. I was crazy. But I always had faith that I would be able to do this. I always had high dreams, high aspirations. So yeah, this is definitely possible. The term that jack of all trades, master of one is actually possible. So these things do happen, and yes, it starts with belief and faith that you will be able to do these things, and it starts by removing self-doubts about yourself. So I guess that's it for this video as well. Congratulations to Anuj for pulling off this remarkable achievement. Do follow me for more such videos. It's Dr. Omer Mohammed. Until next time, see you soon.